Hello there, my friend, my dear viewer of this video. I'm using this cool kind of gimbal dongle thing, and it's helping me create a smoother video. I'm using a GoPro Hero. Basically, I've taken it. Oh, it's jiggling there. Basically, taken it out of the GoPro casing and I've just kind of slapped it on this gimbal to see if it works. This is kind of a first time retrial of using this, I should say. So it's been a little while since I've given any update, and I've been deep in thought. Mulling over the past, mulling over music, mulling over these broken memories that I can't seem to get out of my mind. And one of them in particular is the song about one of my friends who died named Chad. Those who knew Chad as, I guess you could call him, he's almost the life of the party. He was the pinnacle. He was the person who everybody just loved having around. He was the person who would come and go with the tides. Some of us, only a select few of us, he was symbolized as a sea tortoise. Sea tortoise coming and going with the tides. Surf's up, can I crash? And there is a story about Chadsong. It's a very mysterious story that I'm still trying to put the pieces together and trying to understand what it meant and what it was all about and why it happened. The deeper meaning of it is a bit cloudy because it's kind of hanging there by human perception, human interpretation of events, which, as many of us know, can be flawed because we're imperfect beings. But my friend Chad had a big impact on my life. He was one of the first people around who ever, you know, when I was above the legal age, he was one of the first people around who I actually, he was almost like a shaman. He had these medicines, and he would share them with us, and we would have these spiritual experiences, and it would change us, and it changed us in incredible ways. But this is not a stream of advice on what sort of plant-based substances one should or should not ingest. The story of Chad goes way deeper than that. It's almost a story that needs its own documentary to talk about this, because it is so, it's like I can't explain it in just a short clip. But there are some people who I know would really appreciate hearing this song again. Ty, I think Bridget might. My friend Sarah, I don't think she's at my Sarah G, old friend from high school. I don't think she has ever heard this song, so I'm not sure if it would really have that big of an impact on her. My friend Chris Spidafora, another friend of ours who passed away named Graydon. I went to preschool with Graydon, and he, another life of the party character. Another song about Graydon has kind of been in the works for sometimes a different song. It's called Champion. It's more of a sad song, but a lot of this stuff is pretty sad. I've had a fairly sad experience on this earth. Lots of very, very, very sad things have happened. Losing parents, losing friends, just having to kind of grow up on your own and put the past behind you and think about it as you move forward. Very strange. But this song, this Chad song, has literally been in my mind for 8 years. I almost died the night that I was isolated by myself. This is kind of a secret story. I don't tell this to a lot of people. I'll give you, there's a Cole's Notes version and there's a more advanced version. I'm going to give you the Cole's Notes version. But at one point, I isolated myself from everybody I knew to go record an album, and I had a run-in with a psychedelic experience that turned out to be a very scary and terrifying experience where I almost died twice that night. And it actually started, the negative experience started while I was playing Chadsong. And so for 8 years I've been thinking about this song, and it's symbolized almost like a failure, the inability to, because it's very, as a guitarist, it's very like pinky heavy. It's almost all, it's like the whole song is like pinky. It's crazy. It's like the most, underutilized limb on the body next to your pinky toe on your foot. This whole song is pinky, and while I was playing this song, something happened inside my back and my arm, and I had this muscle issue develop because of this song, and I almost died 2 times that night. And that was just a whole other dark thing, and that's another story on its own. And that was in 2010 on my birthday. Literally, my birthday, 2010, everything went down the tubes. Everything. It was terrible. But Chad was still alive then, and he didn't realize it. And it's funny because the lyrics of Chadsong, they almost speak about, Chadsong was written before Chad passed away, but the lyrics of Chadsong almost speak about Chad after he's already passed away, which is very strange. And there is this piece of the puzzle which I'm not going to totally go into detail here, but I actually told Chad before he passed away, before, probably a few years before this ever happened. I think it was about 3 years before. I told him that I had this vision, and I told him what happened in the vision. He said, "Oh, don't worry, that's not going to happen." But the vision was so strong that it brought me to tears, and I made a journal entry in my book that night. This was probably in the winter of 2010, sometime after Christmas. And I told Chad something was going to happen. I told Chad this hand came and took Chad away inside my mind, and it made all the rest of the animals. We fictionalized everybody we ever met as animals. Everybody had this kind of animal nature. It was a very different time, different consciousness. But hand came and took Chad away, and so we haven't had Chad ever since. Chad passed away from I believe an overdose. I'm not going to go into specifics, but it was hard on all of us, and I think about him almost every day. I've lost other people too. My friend Oliver passed away. My friend Graydon passed away, like I already mentioned. I lost my parents. So life has kind of shaped me a little bit through loss, and Chadsong has kind of symbolized this incredible, joyous, youthful spirit of life, and a gift that a friend can give you. And it's receiving that gift and knowing that that gift goes beyond your friendship. That gift passes into the next life, passes into these ethereal dimensions, and it stays with you. It doesn't leave you. So as I work on Chadsong, and may even cry some tears because this is really, really hard to face. This is extremely difficult to face for me. As this song comes together, I'm not even sure if I want to show you any snippets yet. Maybe I could show you something. Shit, I hope I'm not screwing up this gimbal. Uh-oh, I'm screwing up this gimbal, you guys. Bear with me. It's kind of sounding kind of janky right now, but listen. Some of you will remember this. Kind of in pieces, but some of you will hear that. Some of you may even I know Chad would remember this also. My friend Matt, you certainly remember this. Listening to Chadsong on Guitar Pro, because I used to write everything on Guitar Pro. We used to listen to Chadsong on Guitar Pro on a loop, and we listened to it on Christmas while we were high. So my dear friends, this gimbal is freaking out, so I'm gonna hold this video. I'm gonna call this we're gonna call this a redraw. Thinking about you out there. Wish me strength, because this is some freaking hard stuff to deal with. But it's that satisfying kind of hard where you really feel the emotion coming out in the music, and I've missed that. Because I've been working so hard on this internet stuff, building online businesses, and that entire line of works. By the way, if anyone is ever curious about how the heck do you get started in online business, how do you get started in digital marketing, Maybe you're looking for some place to get, you know, as an American, maybe you're looking for some place to get some sort of SBA loan. Drop me a message or check out the links below this video, because I have resources, I got info that can help. All right. Okay, friends, I'm gonna check out here and I'm gonna start working on this track, and I'm looking forward to sharing this with you when it's done.